Hey everybody, Steve Hadeka here with my BCA Artist Studio Tour. My business is called Pleasant Ranch, and I'm located in Winooski, Vermont. Roll that theme song. And we're back. And I've been here since the end of 2018. Before that, I worked out of my garage, which is in a ranch house on Pleasant Avenue, which is, of course, the reason for the name Pleasant Ranch. But we decided to keep the name when I moved the shop just because it was already somewhat established. My favorite thing to make are these mid-century modern birdhouses.
Bow, bow. Doom, bow, bow. Bow, bow.
The modern birdhouse was the first real project I made for sale. Before that, I'd done a bunch of little things around the house as, just homeowner-y kind of projects. But the first thing I ever made that I put up for sale on Etsy was a modern birdhouse. I shared it to Facebook, and my friend Dan's mom bought it immediately. Of course, it didn't hurt that I named the birdhouse Daniel. And his mom picked it up right away. And within minutes, the thing had sold, and I got a real thrill out of that. And so I started to envision how I might sell these things. In the meantime, I realized it's really hard to sell high-end birdhouses here in Vermont, where everyone's really practical and they just want a birdhouse that's gonna work, not a birdhouse that looks like it came from Palm Springs. Totally get it, as a Vermonter myself. So I started making a lot of these bottle openers and spoons and cutting boards and kitchen items that I really enjoy making, but I've always been really kind of focused on the birdhouse and how can I become like the modern birdhouse king. So I'm going to stop and flip the camera around and continue a little bit more in-depth tour of the space itself. So of course it's raining here today in Vermont, springtime. And this is the front door. As you come in, I have this sort of, I had envisioned this area as like a retail shelving system. And maybe it will be again someday, but certainly in the time of COVID-19, we don't have really any walk-up traffic in here, and that's okay. That was just a vision of mine at the outset, and you can see now it's just become storage, mostly for spray paint. And generally, I enjoy spraying finishes because I'm just not that good with a brush, and I always seem to get brush marks and things. So something you're gonna see a lot in the shop is various dust collection items. That's a big part of the wood shop, even though you might not think that there was any dust collection in here with the amount of dust. But trust me, it would be way worse if I didn't have all this stuff. As we move around the shop, there's also, there are a lot of problem areas, I'm not gonna lie. I have a bit of a wood storage issue that I need to solve. It's such beautiful material and it's so expensive, and some things you can't even get anymore, so I do end up kind of, I wouldn't say hoarding, but I amass wood. This area, as we turn around and look back, this is sort of where the milling of lumber happens. So as wood comes into the shop, it's cut to length on the miter saw, and then I have a jointer here and a planer. In short, those two machines just make things flat. This is a drum sander. It's really nice for getting things exactly the same thickness, which is a key for doing anytime you're gluing up wood together. Moving along, we've got the drill press #1 sanders, router table. Kind of proud of this little bit storage area here. Now this tool, kind of hard to get it in the frame here, but this Grizzly bandsaw. This is the big drill press. It's cool because it's old. I have my lathe here. Up here we have my magnetic tool wall. Again, I'll try to get it in the frame. This has been a pretty good system for me. It's a little messy, but I do know where everything is up there for the most part. And that is right behind what I consider it to be sort of my main work area. This is where I tend to stand, and at the moment I'm in a bit of a birdhouse production time. This is just one birdhouse that's being assembled right now. Last but not least, I have this saw stop table saw, which is sort of the workhorse of the shop, you know, which is what every woodworker says about their table saw. Sometimes I spend all day standing at this one machine doing repeatable cuts. The cool thing about this machine is it has a flesh sensing technology. So if I were to accidentally touch the blade, it actually pulls the blade into the saw in a fraction of a second, destroys the blade, but it doesn't destroy my fingers. So I really appreciate that. In 2014, my friend Jeremy invited me to the BCA summer market as a vendor to sell my products, and that really changed things for me as well. I was able to really find an avenue to sell my work, and it gave me the confidence to push forward and eventually leave my day job that same year and get serious about woodworking, which is really fun. Well, that's about it, everybody. Thanks for virtually stopping by, and thanks again to BCA for having me do this. And I hope everybody's taking care out there. Stay safe. Bye.